course, it's not just the semis that are in short supply. The housing boom caught all suppliers empty-handed, from cabinet makers to appliance builders, garage openers, and lumberjacks. So everybody had to pay up, and inflation became ingrained in the housing cycle. Food started going up in price, too, as the patterns of where food went were upended by where people suddenly started shopping. If there was a lockdown, then you got your food from essential service stores that then had to pay up to get everything they needed. Our food distribution system was not set up to move food to new places, which meant a shortage of drivers to get things to where they had to go. It was a total mismatch and mismatch. Finally, when we were worried about food and energy inflation, there's no worse place to have a war than Russia, the gas station of Europe, invading Ukraine, the breadbasket of Europe. Obviously, the real tragedy of this war is the horrendous loss of life, and it's tough to think about. But if Ukraine can't harvest or export its wheat, we're looking at a global food shortage. And, of course, if the West won't buy Russian oil and gas, that gives you a global energy shortage. I could have had a half dozen other sources of inflation, but at the end of the day, Jay Powell's been dealt an insanely bad hand. So, of course, he's fallen behind. Hence why he said the Fed will move with alacrity from here on out. So feel free to blame him for not seeing what was coming. If he has to do 50 basis points, he will. But the bottom line, never forget that Powell's been asked to do the impossible here. Figure out how fast to raise interest rates when so many things should be slowing the economy and cooling inflation naturally, yet nothing has worked out the way we expected or the textbook said it would. Just a crazy moment where he has to contend with a ton of forces that are beyond the Fed's control and do it in a way that no one is good enough to navigate, least of all the armchair chiefs who would wilt under his agenda.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.